It's time for the hardest-hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day.
I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the top. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
Here we go. It is Wednesday, and you're locked in to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves play tonight against the Mariners again. Same time, late channel. The Braves are exciting to watch because
the games are all close.
but they win. All right, the Braves are on the Gulf Coast are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, and yours truly here at 104.3 ESPN. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way to do that. You can call in, you can text in, and we will read those and respond. As always, on a Wednesday, we got Jeffro in the place. What are you doing today, Jeffrey? How are you?
I'm just relaxing, you know.
Yeah.
It's the beach.
It is the beach. You look like you kind of came from the beach. You look like you're kind of ready for it.
I didn't get any more sun, but I'm good on it.
No chasing the planes today?
No.
Okay, well, that's good. As always, on a Wednesday, we got Bone Crusher in the building. Bone Crusher, how you doing?
All right. I've turned Paul into a Manny Pacquiao fan, and now I'm going to turn him into a cat lover.
Oh, my gosh.
I think that's even harder than turning him into a Pacquiao fan. But.
Yeah, this is really bad.
So you got Jennifer.
Jenny Fur. Do
you have a backup name, like other names for your next cat or anything like that?
No? Sure. Backup names?
Well, let's don't get too personal here, but, you guys need to, I don't know, if the term is just pray for the cat, make sure, because the cat's not doing good. Bone Crusher, hopefully everything will go good this time, and, Bone Crusher's cat will be okay. So,
does your house have a name? Did you give your, beach houses usually have names?
Oh, my gosh.
Yours doesn't have a name, does it?
My beach house
Just
does
to tell
not.
me yes or no. That's all I want to know.
No. Now, my condo has a name.
Your condo has a name.
Yeah, Wilson Waves.
Okay, Wilson Waves.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
So, yeah, my condo has one.
Some people can catch that wave, and some people
can't. But the Wilson, they got the waves. That's right. All right, but, okay, so let's talk about this because this is kind of funny. All right, so for Christmas this year, my mom and dad surprised my wife with one of those robot vacuum cleaners.
Oh, okay. And it's figured out the mapping in the whole house?
Yes. You have to run it, and then, at the house, it just figures it out. So, like, this morning, I'm going in the bathroom. So I'll go in the other bathroom to get ready so that my wife can have the whole bathroom, which is double sink.
Oh, yeah. It's
fully huge bathroom.
Yeah.
Right? She has it all to herself because I don't want to bother her. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to accidentally bump her while she's doing her makeup or while she's doing whatever she does with her hair, whatever. So I give her the whole bathroom, right? So I'm in there, and I'm getting ready, and I'm doing my hair, all right? So I'll just be honest. I'm doing my hair.
So it's a short time frame. Okay.
Yeah, a little short. That's funny. That's funny. Speaking of hair, what's going on with that?
Don't you worry about it.
All right, so I'm in there, and I'm getting, ready to do my hair and all that. So, I'm really focusing, because I'm getting ready. And next thing I know, the robot, she had already started it, and it started hitting me in my foot.
Yeah.
It had already came into the bathroom where I was at, and I had the stuff in my hand, so I'm using the water to try to rinse it off and trying to dodge this vacuum cleaner from hitting me. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Now, we do not have a name for our house.
The robot. You're going to name the robot.
We do have a name for the robot. So our robot's name is Big Booty Judy. Yes. So, Big Booty Judy is coming through the house.
I know a girl with that name.
So there you go. So you said it. That's what made me kind of laugh because we didn't name our beach house, but we named our vacuum, and our robot vacuum cleaner's name is Big Booty Judy. So that might be a trivia question one day. You might win a Ferrucci's gift card if you know the trivia name of Paul's vacuum cleaner.
I will not admit to my girlfriend that I know Big Booty Judy. I thought you were going to say it went like underneath something and got stuck and is going.
No, it like after when it first happens, when you send it out or whatever, if it's going to get stuck, it'll get stuck. The only thing it does, sometimes it'll run out of battery while it's trying to get back to the charge. But for the most part, it knows how much battery, so it doesn't go too far. It's pretty cool how that thing works, though, and it does a good job. And my wife's happy with it. I mean, my wife's a real clean freak and all of it. Making sure the house always stays.
She's not a freak. Well, maybe she is, but
like making sure.
Don't call her freak, Paul.
Well,
you're getting in trouble.
She's a clean person. So
yeah, okay, she's a clean person.
But she tries to make she keeps us clean. How about that? Yeah. She keeps us all clean.
Yeah,
so that's good. It's a very good thing. So not sure how we got on this, but I think it's good.
Thanks, wifey, for keeping Paul clean.
That's right. Yeah, I smell good.
He needed some help.
Feel
Back
good.
in elementary school, he was Stinky Paul.
It sounds like Stinky Jeff knows all about that.
Stinky Jeff does. I went through puberty. Nobody warned me.
Oh, gosh.
PE class was bad.
Yeah, this is spiraling out of control.
Okay, let's go back to the Braves now.
Yeah, we got the Braves last night. They won.
They did.
And I am very excited about that. And don't forget, today at 5 o'clock, we got Coach Alex Golish from the Auburn University Tigers to be on with us. We're excited about that. And I will be asking him some really good questions. And
tough questions, because you're an Alabama guy and he's an Auburn guy, and you got to give it to him tough.
Well, I'm going to ask him some tough questions, but if we've got about 50 minutes, if you have a question you want me to ask him, you can text it in or you can write it on the Facebook as well. I already got one Gator fan asked with Coach Golish if I would ask him how many points are they going to lose to the Gators by this year. That's what he wants to ask. So there you go. Mike Oates asked that one. So, but either way, the Braves last night.
I can answer some of these ahead of time.
Can you?
Well, yeah, that one right there. That one's easy to answer.
Answer it.
Well, the Gators lost to Golish at South Florida last year, so who's the winner here?
Oh,
you got to get a winning streak before you talk trash,
That is true.
I mean, Kentucky's not talking trash in football to Florida because, they beat them, 30 out of the last 32 times or something crazy like that, If you're the, I don't say the underdog, if you're the perpetual loser, don't talk up,
Yeah.
It's like Mississippi State talking trash to Alabama.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it warranted? I mean, Mississippi State's been miserable for years, and even the late great coach that passed away from Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mike Leach.
Yeah, Mike Leach. He said, "Man, I watched my team go in that first quarter against Bama, and he said I knew we were already defeated.
Right.
Like, as soon as they scored, it was done. It
Yeah.
was a done deal. Ended up being like 30-0.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Some teams got other teams' numbers. They got in their head, everything, and you kind of don't do that to teams that beat you.
Yeah.
So
are you going on the air and you're going on
right
now?
I think the Gators. No, I think that'd be an interesting game because there's so many unknowables in that one because you have two new coaches, you have new players, you have the transfer portal. This season for either one of those teams can go either way, and it's third game of the season.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's crucial.
It's crucial.
It's very
for the rest of their season.
It's very crucial for Florida.
Yeah, because they start light. They start with cupcakes.
Right.
The Campbell Camels are not going to prepare you for Auburn.
No.
At Jordan Hare.
Right. But also Auburn 2 because
Oh,
they've
yeah,
got
yeah.
a tough schedule as well.
Yes.
So it's going to be – you have to win the games that you need to win. And I would put that one on the docket for both of them, that it's going to be a very important game. And I'll tell you this, and I'm going to talk to Coach Golis about this, the fact that a lot of the Florida faithful right now are going to hold John Summerall kind of – that's whether or not they're going to buy in or not to whether or not he beats Golich, because they feel like he's in the same deal.
Yeah.
Like, he's coming to Auburn. What's he going to do with Auburn? Is he going to have a leg up on Florida right out the gate?
Yeah.
Or is Summerall going to have the leg up? And I'm going to ask Golich how important that game is, really.
Yeah, and we've got to look at the Auburn schedule, because we've already looked at the Gators schedule, and we know that, if they lose close to Auburn, it's only so much you can talk about. But then the next week they go up against Ole Miss at the Swamp.
Yeah.
And they can recover, or they can get buried alive, and it can go off the rails.
Well, I mean,
we have to look at the Auburn schedule and see what's happening.
Auburn's looks tough right out the gate. Now, obviously, it ain't like Campbell.
Louisville?
No. Baylor first.
Oh, that's it.
Baylor, Southern Miss, Florida, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Samford, Alabama.
So the three in the middle there, the LSU,
Tennessee, Georgia, LSU.
Georgia. That's it.
Ole
Those three.
Miss.
And yeah.
So
Boom.
4 in a row
Yeah.
of just.
Now there's a bye in there. We get it.
Right, but
this
still.
5-week stretch. You got it.
5-week stretch, 4 games against 4 of the possible. I mean, you have 2 of those made the playoff last year. You got Lane Kiffin going to LSU.
Yeah.
You got his old boss with Josh Heupel at Tennessee, who I'm sure knows him like they know each other very well.
And Georgia made the playoffs last year.
And Georgia
too.
made the playoffs too, so there you go. So that's a tough – and Florida's the same way. Florida's got a stretch of just hard games. So these – the Vanderbilt game, the Florida game, the Southern Miss game, the Baylor game. I mean, they could possibly be going in to the Georgia game undefeated.
Oh wow!
In Athens, going to Athens undefeated, and then you got LSU, Ole Miss. You know what I mean? So really, that's a tough deal. And obviously, we're going to ask him about it. We're going to see what he thinks, because that's a really big deal. But let's talk about the Braves real quick. Last night won 3-2. Now they are playing right now. That was a misstep by me.
Okay.
They're in the 4th inning. The Mariners are up 1-0, but it's okay.
Because they were down 2-0 last night.
Last night they were, but
and they came right back.
Our guy Matt Olson, 2 for 3, 1 home run. I mean, come on, this dude. I mean, he's early on favorite for MVP, right? Like right now. I mean, because he is dominating.
Yeah.
I mean, he's stroking the baseball. He's
hitting
already
300 and something.
He's already he's hitting over 300. He also is leading the bigs in home runs, I believe. Now check this out. First, listen to this. Listen to who he joined by hitting the home run. You ready? First baseman with 300 home runs in first 1,259 games. All right? Mark McGwire, Harmon Killebrew, Albert Pujols, Ryan Howard, Jimmy Fox, Matt Olson, and Hank Greenberg. All of those guys. At 1,259 games, Mark McGwire has had 341 home runs, and Matt Olson's had 300. So he had 41 more. Pujols had 326, and then Ryan Howard had 325. Now, Ryan Howard didn't hit but 382. He fell off dramatically. Pujols hit 703, and then McGwire hit 583.
So Jimmy Fox is in there?
Yeah, Jimmy Fox.
We don't know a whole lot about Jimmy Fox. We know that it was a long time ago, and we just didn't experience
him.
He
hit 534 home runs, and then Harmon Killebrew hit 573 home runs.
We knew he was a stud. He was consistent, just like a Ted Williams.
Yeah.
But the ones that we can speak of, because we watched them, both of them were just home run machines.
Yeah.
And that's Pujols, and his nickname was The Machine.
Yeah.
And, of course, McGwire.
Mark McGwire, which was fantastic.
We know all about him.
Yeah. Now, 2 games in a row now that Drake Baldwin has led off. We talked about Ronald Acuna Jr. being on the DL for a minute. IL. I think they call it IL now instead of DL. But either way, when you look at it, 0 for 4, last night, 0 for 4 the night before. He's 0 for 8 in the last 2 games. I don't know what he's done today in that leadoff position.
Is it time for a change?
Yeah. So, I mean, with him being out, they kind of just moved him up because he's been batting in the 2 spot all year long. But, they just kind of basically just moved everybody up because Albies has been batting 3rd. Now he's batting 2nd. Olson's batting 3rd, but he was batting 4th. And then Michael Harris, he came on last night and played, but he went 0 for 4 again. But he had just came back from the injury. But with all that being said, got the victory last night. Again, Dubon, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. And, he's that guy. He's that missing piece that I feel like we've needed. And, he did a great job. Bryce Elder last night, 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks with 9 strikeouts. So a great outing for him.
Let's look at all the pitchers because they had like 4 pitchers.
Yeah, Lee,
and they
Suarez,
all
and Ingles.
threw strikeouts.
Yeah.
That's the most impressive thing I think of that whole game because you're down 2-0. You get 2, you tie it up, go all the way to the 9th. Top of the 9th, you finally get a home run.
Yeah.
Your only home run of the game. But other than that, when the broadcast went off, they said it wasn't as close as it was.
Right.
And I thought that was unusual because it was only a 1-run game, and it was 6-3 on hits. And I looked at the walks, and I was like, well, that's not that far off. Where is it? And I was like, okay, I can understand the strikeouts. They had a lot more strikeouts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when
so
you
the
look
pitching
at it,
is helping out.
Yep. Lee and Suarez didn't give up a hit, and both of them pitched 1 inning, and they both, Lee struck out the side. I mean, he had 3 strikeouts, and then Suarez struck out 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, they're definitely lights out. That's the kind of stuff we need. Right there, those games that aren't, we're not, scoring 8-9 runs. And, we might
not
be
a lot of home runs.
Yeah, might be struggling to play a little bit.
Yeah.
But we give it to our bullpen. Because, Elder threw good. 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 9 strikeouts. That's a good outing.
How do you respond in pressure situations like the top of the 9th in a tie game?
Right.
They found the way to win.
Yeah, and that's what you do. And, that's why they got the best record in baseball. And that's why, that's why the Braves are surprising everybody. That's why they're ranked in the power rankings as the #1 team. I mean, if you look at it right now, the Braves, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Padres, the Rays, the Reds, the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Pirates. That's the top 10 of the power rankings
so
right
the
now.
Brewers are back in.
Yeah, they're kind of back.
Wow.
They made it back in at number 8, and then even the Cardinals and the Pirates being 9 and 10. But I'm just saying, obviously it's early, yes, but we're still good. The top of the 5th right now, they're still down 1-0 to the Mariners. But you know what? It behooves us that if it's a low-scoring game, that the Braves are going to have some power. I mean, because we've got Matt Olson who's knocking the cover off the ball. And, I mean, look at Baldwin. Look at Harris. Look at Ozzie. I mean, those guys are hitting the baseball. And so we're good. If we're not giving up more than 2 runs in a game, I think we're fine.
So the 2 teams I think that we've been kind of discussing and everything, and the 2 teams I think it would drop off would be the Pirates and the A's.
Yeah.
And maybe it's recency bias. Maybe
Jonah Heim's going to the A's, so I look for them to fall off quick. How about that?
Wow.
I'm still excited about that. Jonah Heim.
Hey, you're toxic.
Huh?
You're toxic with that player.
I can't help it.
No, let him go. Forget him.
Yeah, but
Get
he let the guy charge the mound on his pitcher. It's his job. That's his job. Jeffrey, if somebody was to come up from behind and hit me in the back of the head and you saw it and you just let it happen,
and I laughed,
that would not be a good friend. No. I would fire you. You'd be fired. You would be no more Jeffrey on the show. I'm sorry. You got to have
Jeffrey
my back.
off the show.
Yeah, Jeffrey off the show. You got to back me up, and I'll back you up. That's how it works, and that's what you're supposed to do as a team.
I wonder what kind of fine you would get. Let's say you had a ball in your hand, and you're the catcher, and you threw it at the batter going after the pitcher. I wonder what kind of fine you would get.
I mean, everybody, you're not supposed to have any violence. I mean, they're going to fine you.
But it's baseball. It ain't hockey.
Right. That's
but
true.
It's dang near close.
Well, I know that's right. Don't forget today at 5:15, your chance to win a $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Restaurante in beautiful downtown Panama City, and that's going to be at 5:15. When you hear the cue to call, be caller 10. 850-215-6290 is the way you do it. It's Ferrucci's Feast from Ferrucci's Restaurante in downtown beautiful Panama City, where anniversaries are celebrated and love stories begin. So don't forget about that. It'll be right after the interview that we have with Coach Golish. So it's going to be pretty cool. So you make sure you listen up.
And I've eaten at Ferrucci's, and they don't really pressure you to, like, leave and all that after you finish your meal and all that.
Right.
Sit, chill, wine, whatever. Maybe you save up some room for dessert.
Yeah, it's so good. So either way, once we come back from the break, we are going to have our friend Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports Cards joining us to talk about some of these crazy things that's going on with cards. We got some wonderful questions for him. So make sure you stick around right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Real local winners.
Bobby, you have won the Orlando Magic Detroit Pistons Game 6 playoff tickets. Are you excited, my friend?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I've been watching the Magic since I was a kid. Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Shaq. I remember when they first started. I mean, that was like the glory days.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. The remainder of the day, mostly sunshine and 78 with a moderate breeze coming out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds with lows around 73. Tomorrow, a low chance of sprinkles in the morning and afternoon. And then mostly clouds and a temperature near 80. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 78 and lightly sprinkling. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach. Enjoy 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. 10% off on Military Mondays, and Tuesdays, kids eat free with an adult. Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and created cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Brandon Strickland from Recommended Collision Center, Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
At Recommended Collision Center, we're all about taking care of our community, and advertising on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has helped us do just that. Social media ads were getting stale, but the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson gave us a fresh way to reach local customers. We've seen more vehicles coming in for estimates, more phone calls, and more people recognizing our name. It's been a great partnership for our business, pairing up with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. Get your message heard and cut through the clutter. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button.
Now, taking your collection to the next level. It's the Instant Replay Sports Cards Box Break. With Aaron Bearden on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are playing right now. You can check them out, see what they're doing. Losing right now 1-0, so hopefully that'll be changed up. If you want to be a part of this show, though, you can be 850-215-6290. Don't forget our gift card giveaway at the 5:15 hour, and as well our interview with Coach Alex Golish for the Auburn Tigers, head football coach there. We're going to be talking to him at the top of the hour. But for now, this is no slouch. Aaron Bearden, Instant Replay Sports Card. is joining us. How you doing today, Aaron?
Fantastic. How are you guys doing down there?
Oh, we are doing wonderful. We are having a great day here. You know, I've been looking at a lot of the things that's coming out in the card market, and it's crazy to me because I feel like the target audience of some of the cards are now kind of going towards the women. And I think it's a great thing for the card industry. And they know exactly that, you know, mom's going to buy the cards for the boys. But the girls, they're starting to be a part of this too, because you got all of these Disney, and then now you got the Toy Story stuff about to hit very soon. Tell us what you think about that, Aaron.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. I think for so long, card collecting was really just, you know, sort of considered a boy's hobby. If you look at, you know, say cards in the 80s and 90s, not just your sports cards, which were just really for the male sports, even your entertainment cards. There were, you know, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Wars and all that. There weren't a lot of cards for properties that young girls were really into. So I think we're seeing a big shift in that now. Like you said, the Disney cards, doing a lot of sets based on, you know, some of the princess characters and things like that. But maybe even bigger and more important is the representation of a lot of the women in the athletic cards. We're seeing, you know, for the women's soccer, women's hockey was a big part of this year's Topps Olympic set. Certainly in wrestling and women's basketball has been really big the last couple of years. So, yeah, I think it's great that young girls have something to collect like that, maybe alongside their brother or maybe just as their own interest, where they can see, you know, somebody like themselves. Because look, we were all little boys, man. We all watched baseball, football, whatever, and you're like, I want to be like that, you know. Hence the, you know, I want to be like Mike, right? And now girls can do that, and they see, you know, Caitlin Clark and, you know, all these amazing athletes, and it gives them something to look up to.
Yeah, so let me ask you that. Since you brought that up about Be Like Mike, you want to go ahead and sing that song real quick, so everybody knows how that song goes?
I would, but I don't think we got cleared for the rights on that. So you know, I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to get. Yeah, that's true. Gatorade might be listening right now. Sorry, Gatorade. We won't do that. But either way, you know, when you talk about it, let's talk about the Toy Story. When does that come out, and what is it?
And that is a good question. To be honest with you, man, I'll have to go back through our orders and even see there's so many Topps products coming out now that it's different than what it was, say, 5 to 10 years ago, where it was real simple, like they sort of put out a product every month.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, now it's just week by week there's multiple things. I've got several products that are releasing for the rest of this week sitting here waiting to go out. So, yeah, you got this, what's it, Topps 30 Years of Toy Story?
Yes, that's coming out today, actually. May 6th. Yeah, okay. So it's coming out today.
Yep, and I believe that may well be a Topps website exclusive issue. Nothing was said about that to actual authorized hobby shops. So not everything they release comes out to stores.
Oh, okay. So that's how that works. Okay, so this Tom Hanks and Tim Allen card is not at your shop then, for sure.
Correct. Yep.
That's what's crazy is that the autographs of these, you know, celebrities now are on the card as well, because he's Buzz Lightyear and
Mr.
Woody,
Potato Head,
and then Mr. Potato Head and Rex is also a signed card as well. And you know who?
Yeah.
Slinky Dog.
Yeah. So
he has a new ride at Disney.
Yeah. So all of those are going to be
that's
probably
Ernest,
worth a lot.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Ernest is that Mr. Potato
Ernest
Head.
P. Worrell.
Yeah. So who's Mr.
He was
Potato
the
Head?
Cheers mailman guy.
Yeah. Cliff.
Yeah. He passed away.
Okay. So
I think he passed away.
Did he?
I think so.
I thought it was Norm.
Norm
that
did
passed away.
too.
Yeah. Norm.
That was
passed
last
away.
May. That was last year.
Okay, so but Tom Hanks is still alive, and so is Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, both of those. So Buzz and Woody, you know, because they're getting ready to have that this summer as well, where the toys fight against the iPads.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, they're trying to get these kids out of the to play with toys again and not play on the iPad all the time. So what is going on?
Just
yeah,
to
go
say,
ahead.
Cliff Clavin from Cheers, John Ratzenberger, very much still alive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Jeff's trying to put him
But
in the grave.
yes, George Wendt did pass away last year.
Yeah, Norm. We love Norm for sure. So tell us what's going on at the shop. What do you have coming out this week?
Yes, we've got some Chrome UFC and some Chrome soccer, some Champions League, some UEFA soccer coming out the next 2 days. Should both be hot products, and I believe both are going to be part of some sort of Topps MVP buyback promotion, which, by the way, MVP buyback, for those of you who know it from baseball, it's going on right now for football and WWE with those Topps Chrome products. We have all of those in stock. As far as this week's events, Friday night we got that kids club, goes on every Friday night. It's a lot of fun. Bring the kids down at 6 o'clock. We do a lot of breaks with them. They open a lot of packs. They trade with other kids. It's a fun time to be a kid who likes cards. Saturday we have our in-store box breaks at noon. We do a lot of hobby boxes, a lot of better products. Kids are welcome, but it's a lot of adults that get in on that. Products usually get a little bit pricier. Trying to pull some good autos and things like that. Then we've got some Pokemon Saturday evening going on. So, yeah, a lot of good events going on this weekend. A lot of good releases, too.
So you said the buyback. All right, so I know that for the NFL, that would be Matthew Stafford, right? Because he won the MVP. So anything Matthew Stafford that you pull out of the Topps Chrome football, that's a buyback option.
Well, it has to be either his base card or a variation of the base card, so a refractor or anything like that. It has to be the base card, essentially. It can't be like a league leader or an insert card, something like that.
Okay, and then you said WWE buyback. Well, how do they do that? Is that going to be who won the world championship, or what is it, and who is it?
Yes, it's the winners of the men's main event and the women's main event from WWE, which were, I believe, Roman Reigns and Liv Morgan.
Okay.
So it's, again, anything, their base card is a $20 buybacks, $20 in-store credit if you bring that in. The refractors go to $40, and it goes up from there. If the card is, one of the, say, a blue refractor, red refractor, whatever, they start going up to, some of them are worth several $100s in store credit when you bring those in. So there are limited time on both of those. We'll have the information out on our website and socials because they just sent it out to shops today on all the upcoming MVP buyback opportunities. So we'll get that out there. But, yeah, right now you're good all through May, certainly for both of those. And they'll be adding those to each sport that Topps releases going forward.
So what do they do? What do they do with that? So if Topps is buying back all those cards, where do they go and what do they do with them?
Well, essentially the answer for most of them is they do nothing with them. What this was born out of was a couple of years ago, Topps released Topps Chrome, and there were supposed to be some short-printed cards in there that everyone was after, and somehow those boxes made it out of the factory into shops and in the collectors' hands, and they did not have those short-print cards. And a lot of unhappy collectors, and kind of killed the secondary market value of Chrome pretty much overnight. Topps came up with a very smart idea to get people to go buy Chrome again was, hey, we'll start giving you, instant store credit for the whoever wins MVP. So it made people go out and want to open Chrome because they were taking cards that maybe, $1, $2 base card and turning it into $20 or $40 or more in-store credit. So it was a way to salvage the product. People liked it so much they just kept doing it, and now they're going to do it with their entire product line. Even WWE, which to me, I'll be the first one to tell you, seems a little weird, just because of the nature of pro wrestling. It's not a surprise to everyone, let's say. Some people are going to know that information ahead of time, I guess, on who's going to win.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What about pro wrestling? What are you talking about?
I know it's a shock, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say right now. You're throwing me off a little bit, but I'm freaking out. What are you talking about?
Put down the chair, Paul.
Yeah, it's essentially there's a lot of somebody banging a trash can backstage.
Oh, wow.
But
wow.
to determine the winner.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
But it is still, you buy those cards and you pull a Liv Morgan or a Roman Reigns from year to year, whoever wins. And, yeah, that buyback opportunity works just as it does for baseball or football or anything else.
And that works as in-store credit, so they
yes,
can come in and do that, right?
Yeah, we are a Topps authorized buyback center. So, yeah, you bring it in, it's worth, like say, a base card on that, whether it's Matthew Stafford or whether it's Liv Morgan, base card out of Chrome is worth $20 in store credit toward any Topps product.
Oh, that sounds good. Is Liv Morgan, is she Captain Morgan's daughter? Because I don't know. I don't know. Thought that come to my mind. Not sure.
She is, I think, Dexter Morgan's sister.
Okay, I got you.
So,
okay. I think they were cousins to Joe Morgan, but he doesn't play with the Reds anymore. So, but either.
Correct.
And then I think their great uncle is Morgan Freeman, but I'm not really sure.
Adopted.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Uncle twice removed.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So what do you have anything new that's in the shop that you just got, or is anything on sale? Is there any kind of really good deals going on right now that you have, going on that you'd like to tell the listeners about?
Yeah, sure. Why not? As far as new stuff, all the time we're always buying stuff. I know we got a bunch of new things in today. As far as single cards, there's some football stuff on sale because we just had the NFL draft. So we put some things on sale last weekend, and we just kind of let those run. So you can still pick up some NFL products at a good bargain heading into this new season. So it's going to be a lot of good opportunities. And next week we got Rip Night, so there'll be a lot of things on sale for people who participate in Rip Night. So it definitely makes it worth coming out and checking out.
When do they come out with the NFL new cards, like the rookies and everything for the new teams?
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting this year because for the first time it's going to be Topps doing most of that, not Panini. Mm-hmm. So up to this year, really could have told you down to about the exact week that each of those things would happen and what kind of products those would be in. Topps just released Topps Chrome Football in the last 2 weeks, and that was for 2025. I don't know how quickly they're going to jump on a flagship Topps set for the 2026 season. I would like to see that in August or September, kind of as the season kicks off, but we haven't heard any details just yet. With Panini in previous years, we would have said Elite Football would come out. That would be the first card to have the rookies in their NFL uniforms. Then Donruss would come out following that with like the rated rookies. Now we don't know. It's kind of in a transition phase. So kind of waiting to see what Topps has planned for everybody.
So before, when they came out with cards, and let's say somebody started preseason with one team and ended up with a different team, you could end up with a card for a guy who never even played in a regular season game for some team, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes, depending on, how that fell versus the printing schedule, you might have a card with a guy, say he started with the Rams and he got traded to the Giants. So he might have that Rams jersey in the photo, and they might put something on the card that says, hey, traded to the Giants on this date. Or they may just have him in that Rams photo all year long, and maybe the next product that comes out, they've got an updated photo. It really just depended on how it aligned with their printing schedule.
That would be awesome for Eli Manning to be holding up that Chargers jersey,
Yeah, that would have been a great one.
The big frown.
That would have been a real good one. Yeah, big frown on there, and
Collector
his dad
item.
in the background pointing, saying no thank you.
Yeah, there are some cards throughout history of, guys who were in one jersey for like one card, or say in baseball they had a different jersey number because it was an early spring training photo and they hadn't got their real jersey yet. There are some things like that from time to time. The famous 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, it's airbrushed because he was not originally in a Mariners uniform. The only photo they had of him was in a minor league uniform. So they just went in and airbrushed over the photo and tried to make it look like a Mariners uniform.
This is like the Jacksonville Suns. That's what it was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Jacksonville Suns.
Oh, okay.
Before they became the Jumbo Shrimp.
Wow, look at that.
Yep.
Jeff Jumbo Shrimp. That's what I'm going to start calling you,
No,
Jumbo.
they were the Suns back then, but that's okay.
But so give us the address, the hours of operation, and let's tell the listeners again what you got going on this weekend. I think it's great for the kids.
Yeah. So address 752 West 23rd Street, Stanford Station Plaza, with Sweet Frog and Academy Sports and all that good stuff. We are open 7 days a week, Monday to Friday 11 to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, Sunday 12 to 6. You can give us a call at 850-257-5484. It's 850-257-5484. Find us at instantReplaySportsCards.com. So we got the Kids Club on Friday nights, fun time for the kids at 6 p.m. They're going to open cards. They're going to go home with a lot of cool stuff. Hopefully meet some other kids that like trading and collecting as well. Saturday, in-store box breaks at noon. We've been pulling some great cards lately, so come down and get in on that. And then Saturday evening, we got some Pokemon going on at, I believe, 4 p.m. I think 4 p.m. is it. So, a lot of fun stuff going on all weekend, plus all those new releases we talked about.
Yeah.
By Friday, we'll have some new soccer and some new UFC cards as well.
Let me ask you this real quick. I know we got to go, but you said that and it perked my interest. Have you had any of the Topps football big hits this week or anything that anybody's opened?
We have. We had a Jackson Dart Kaiju card get pulled. We had another case hit got pulled, I believe, yesterday. So, we're seeing some big, huge monster cards come out of the Topps Chrome. I know it's an expensive product, but it is expensive for a reason. That is that people are paying some crazy prices right now for some of those rare cards.
And you've got some boxes left, right? Hobby, Mega,
we do.
Blasters.
We got hobbies. We got the jumbos. We got, the hangers, the blasters, all that stuff.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
Jeffrey, you might have to go buy some.
Well, the soccer cards, there's no World Cup ones, right?
There is a World Cup set. I think it comes out a little bit later.
Yeah,
but these
World Cup.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird licensing thing. Topps has certain soccer leagues. Panini has certain soccer leagues. So they usually don't come out at the same time.
We're 5 weeks away.
Yep, won't be long. Well, Aaron, we sure do appreciate it. We hope you have a great rest of your week. And if you go out, go see Aaron over there at Instant Replay Sports Cards. Aaron, have a great week, my friend.
You too, you guys. Take care, be good, and be safe. We'll see you.
Sounds great. Aaron Bearden with Instant Replay Sports Cards. When we come back, we will dive into we got to do some baseball stuff, and then there's some NFL stuff we got to talk to. But basketball is going to be right after the interview. You listen to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Men, 40% of us over 40 experience ED, but the blue pill isn't your only option. And ladies, are you living with bladder leaks? At Thrive Alternative Medicine, they're introducing the Emsella Chair, a non-invasive FDA-approved treatment for urinary incontinence and sexual wellness. It's simple. Sit in the chair, fully clothed for 28 minutes. The Emsella Chair uses high-frequency energy to stimulate your pelvic floor muscles. Patients report better sexual satisfaction and improved bladder control. Call Thrive Alternative Medicine, 850-655-7090.
Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's MaxFit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise, or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. I get people all the time in my store that say, hey, I've heard you're on the radio. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly. It's just one of the best form of advertisements I did, and I've gotten great returns off of it. So if you're looking for some form of advertisement to drive traffic, check out Coach Hale Show on ESPN. Contact Coach Hale, and he'll hook you up and get you started in the right direction and get you a lot more business.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida. 850-215-4468. 850-215-4468.
Eat your Wheaties. It's the fastest 2 hours in sports. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Real talk for the real sports fan. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're so glad that you joined us on this beautiful Wednesday in beautiful Panama City Beach. Don't forget, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can also check us out on the ESPN Northwest Florida app. If you want to be a part of this show, though, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do it. You can call in or text in on the line, and we will read your text as well. And don't forget, today, 5:15, your next chance to win a $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Restaurante in beautiful downtown Panama City. Coming up at 5:15. When you hear the cue to call, be caller 10. 850-215-6290 is the way to do that for Ferrucci's Restaurante in Panama City, where anniversaries are celebrated and love stories begin. Make sure that you do that. We are going to go straight to the line. We got Big Nate on the line. Nathan, how are you today, my friend?
Well, that was inspiring for that, the Italian. I was thinking of like Lady and the Tramp and their noses butt together when you started talking about that. I was like,
I love it, man. The deal is that when I'm speaking to you on this radio station, I'm trying to paint a picture for you to let you understand what we're trying to share.
The vocal illustrations that you provide us are beyond compare, sir. Thank you.
Glad I can help.
I've got to. Okay. Braves won.
Yes, they did.
So you get to play your music now.
That's right. I know. The problem is that we're keeping up with the score right now, and unfortunately, the Mariners are winning 2-0 in the 6th.
Oh.
So.
Well, those early games kind of throw you guys off a little bit.
They
West
do.
Coast, East Coast kind of stuff. But
yeah, it's kind of tough.
You know what? It still was a very good game last night. And I was really pulling for my M's, but I just couldn't get that extra couple of runs. So, you guys do an excellent job. You guys bring so much clarity and information to the airways here in the northwest part of Florida and the Panhandle, and we're lucky to have you. And I made the same claim on the Coach Hale Show, and I'm going to make the same claim to you guys that you guys inspire me to do better as a sports fan.
Well, appreciate that. That's awesome of you to say that. So with that being said, I've got a question for you because you called in today. We've got just breaking news earlier that your former quarterback has been offered an opportunity with the New York Jets. Russell Wilson says that he has been weighing the opportunity whether or not to go to the Jets or to go into commentating on being an analyst for the TV station. So what do you think Russell Wilson should do? Go compete for the starting job against Geno Smith or go sit in a booth and talk football?
Honestly, I think Russ still has some time if he wanted to play, just not for the Jets. It's not so much on the Jets. I want to see the Jets do better, and by putting him in there with a competition with the former quarterback that he was teammates with, it would just cause too much turmoil. So, no, not the Jets. If it's any other team, like I could see him maybe getting a part-time gig doing analyst stuff, and then if somebody needed a quarterback, he could step in late in the season and fill that role, like Phillip Rivers did. Honestly, I think if you're going to put him anywhere, I would love to see him in Miami.
Wow.
But that's just me.
So.
Let me say this about Russell, and I know this is probably going to ruffle some Russell feathers. But
Russell's feathers?
Yes, I just really don't think he's got any more left in the tank, number one. Number two, I think Russell Wilson was a serviceable quarterback with a great defense and a really good running game.
Right.
And so for me, Russell's not a Hall of Famer. As far as like what you would constitute a Hall of Fame career. Yes,
Correct.
Super Bowl champion, but I mean at the end of the day, let's just look at the games. Let's look at what he threw for. Let's look at what he ran for. Yes, did he make some very crucial plays? Yes. Did he do some things that were really good? Yes. Was he a great quarterback for the time for the Seattle Seahawks? Yes. But Russell Wilson to me is, I don't think he has anything left at all. I would not ever put him on my team ever at any part of his career would I'd ever wanted him to be my starter.
But if he didn't throw a pick at the 1 yard line to the Patriots
He
and
would
had
be a Hall
2
of
Super
Famer.
Bowls, he would be a Hall of Famer.
He'd
One
be a Hall of
play
Famer.
decides him.
Yeah, one play that Pete Carroll
But
called.
see, and that's what really bugs me about that is because he was so young and relied on Carroll so much that he didn't call that off. He should have been. I mean, he already won 1 Super Bowl. He should have saw that and said, "No, we're not running that. I'm giving it to Marshawn," and audibled out of it. But he didn't because he had that much faith in Carroll for having that much faith in him to get him to where they are.
You know what would have been even better, though? If he had fake-handed off to Marshawn Lynch on the right and bootlegged around and nobody would have thought he had the ball.
Right.
And scored a
No,
touchdown.
he would have been wide open, and he still had legs. He could have got that done easy.
Yeah.
Easy. The thing that a lot of people don't really see is that team was defensive-minded always.
For sure.
Okay? Because Carroll is a defensive coach. But that being said, with Marshawn back there, I think Marshawn should be in the Hall of Fame over Russell, to be perfectly honest. And if it's late in his life and he's like older and it's even like we're going to just give it to him or like a legacy kind of invite, fine. I don't care. But I would much rather see a bust of him or a statue of him in the Hall of Fame grabbing his crotch, jumping over the goal line than Russell, bootlegging out somewhere and throwing up a Hail Mary to Luke Wilson.
Well, let me just tell you this. Let's read some of this stuff, though, because some people have pushed back because when you look at it, a lot of people are saying he's in the top 25 of all time. And the reason is because he's in the top 5 of passer rating of all time. He's in top 5, all right? He's number 17 all time in passing yards with 46,966 yards. He's number 12 all time in passing touchdowns at 344 touchdowns. And he's 10th all time in interception percentage at 10th, right? And then rushing yards, he's ranked a really high for the quarterback position and even just in general with 5,568 yards of rushing.
What is that ranked as quarterbacks?
It didn't give the ranking. So, but
yeah, see, and that's the misconception is like, how does that compare to what the Hall of Famers they already have inducted?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the bar, right? And it gets better every generation. You get a little more every generation. And so he misses that gap because the people they've got now outclass him so much. Like Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. I'm hoping he does, but he may never. Does he make the Hall of Fame like Jim Kelly did?
No.
And Jim Kelly lost 4 Super Bowls.
Right, that's true.
But Josh Allen hasn't even seen the Super Bowl.
Right. So does he not get to the Hall of Fame with all the numbers that he's got? I mean, he eclipses Russell 100%.
Well, and they talk about Eli Manning because Eli was never the best quarterback in his generation. Right. He never was the best quarterback in the league ever when he played. And
but he didn't need to be.
He didn't need to be. Yeah, you didn't need to be. But that's kind of what they're talking about. It's like, yeah, you were on a good team. Yeah, you did some good things. Yeah, you won games. Yeah. And it's just like Russell Wilson. He won 75 games. He's won 75 games. That's fantastic. And you want that. But at the end of it all.
Did he win the games or did the defense
Exactly.
win the games?
That's exactly
Well, not just
right.
that. When we talk about the two people who are on the cusp to getting into the Hall of Fame, it's Eli and it's Jim Plunkett. And they both have like 111 wins or 114 wins, right up in that range, not 75.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's so true. But I'm just saying, like, you know, when you look at where he ranked and how the things that he's done, it changes. The goalpost seems to always be moving, and now we're in an NFL that has more opportunities for the offense. The game is built for the offense. So now when you have all of these offensive stats, it's like, of course, I mean, had they not ran the ball 25 times, 35 times, 45 times sometimes in these games back in the late 80s, the 70s, and 60s,
yeah.
I mean, then what would we be talking about? Because you can't say those guys couldn't spin it, because they really could. I mean, look at those guys. Look at all those guys, how tough and strong. And, I mean, we still use them in reference to, I remember Joe Sagacki for the Miami Hurricanes. He used, talking about how that, it sounds like Bernie Kosar when Carson Beck was throwing the ball. I mean, the sound was the same, the way he was whipping the ball. And, I mean, people would talk about Bernie Kosar. He never won a Super Bowl, but was a great quarterback in the NFL. But, he had the running backs, Kevin Mack and some of those other guys.
Let me ask you this, guys. How many quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame didn't win a Super Bowl?
Ooh,
Probably
that'd be tough.
Probably about 17 or 18, I'm sure.
Right, but that was a different time. Whereas now Super Bowl, you like, if you want to be a first round ballot, you have to have won at least 2 Super Bowls. At least 2 Super Bowls. And Peyton did it on 2 different teams. And he got there, 4 different times? 3 different times.
No.
So,
Eli never lost a Super Bowl.
But Eli also beat Peyton Manning. I mean, not Peyton Manning.
Tom Brady.
Eli also beat Tom Brady.
Twice.
And the span of years between the first win and the second win? I mean, didn't he win his rookie year or the year sophomore year?
No. It was like his 5th year. Eli.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he was there so long. I mean, he was a Jet from the start to finish, and he almost ended up a Charger.
Yeah. Until his dad said no.
Crazy. Yeah. His dad said he's not going to California.
He could have been to Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and that's why.
He was looking at it, and he didn't want him to be the Ryan Leaf.
Right, and that's why Arch Manning will not be going to the Browns or the Jets.
There is no way.
Or to the Chargers.
Can't Archie come out and actually go to a 5th year of football?
That'll be his 4th year next year. This will be his 3rd year. He's still got
Right.
another year left.
So he's still got 2 years left.
Yeah,
he's coming
got
out.
2.
He's coming out.
If the Browns or the Jets get the first pick, he's not coming out, or he's going to tell them, go pick Jeremiah Smith.
Go kick rocks, because I ain't signing.
Exactly right. Well, Nate, thank you so much, man. We're
All
going
right,
to be
buddy.
blessed against the break. We got the coach coming on here in very soon. Don't forget to listen in as well to give away for the $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Restaurante. We're excited. The next thing you know, we're going to be having the coach of the Auburn Tigers on here in just a moment. You are listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Even Joel Embiid said, hey, when the series goes to Philadelphia, don't sell your ticket. I can't imagine any other star athlete who would say, hey, whatever you do, don't sell your tickets. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts would never have to say, don't sell your tickets to the Giants.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. Tonight there will be a gentle breeze out of the south, mostly clouds and 73. A variety of very light showers and mostly clouds tomorrow morning. about the same at 79. In the afternoon and evening, possible thunderstorms and mostly clouds, and a high of 79. About the same at 78 Friday, and we'll have possible thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to espnpc.com. Bruh.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Eat, sleep, game. This is your sports obsession. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. And you found us in a great day here in beautiful Panama City Beach. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way to do that. We are excited and pumped up today. We've got the head football coach of the Auburn Tigers on the line with us. Coach Golish, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. We are so excited. We thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. I know you guys are over in Destin, and you got some awesome things going on over there, and we appreciate you taking your time out with us today. Coach, we've heard a lot of your videos and definitely, just been keeping track of what's been going on. Having your first spring at Auburn, how has it been for you? How do you feel like you've, adjusted? And, how excited are you still at being the head football coach for Auburn University?
Man, what a loaded question. First spring, and how excited am I still to be the head coach at Auburn? Man, I don't know what you think is going on here, but I'm more excited than I've ever been.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Man, you know what? The spring was really good. It was a time for us, obviously a hard reset in December to the program, and and I think in a lot of ways for us to get to where we got to go, this had to be a really, really hard winter and a really, really hard spring for this entire program, and virtually everybody on the coaching and the support staff is new, and half of this roster is new, and so we started and treated it like we were starting from scratch, in the sense that we had to lay a foundation and establish a culture of what this is going to look like here for years to come. And I'll say this, we left spring really excited about what we have here. No spring portal window this year, which was absolutely huge for us. It allowed us to do it exactly the way we wanted to do it. And I think we got a lot done in terms of schematically, got a lot done from truly a football side. But just as much as you're rebuilding the football side, you've got to build a culture. And I know that's a really overused word, especially in college football, but truly probably more so than culture and identity of what it is that we're going to be and what it is that we want to be. And we've got a huge summer ahead of us in the sense that we've got to continue to build connection, which is the hardest thing I think right now to do in college football, and to build a connection amongst the team. But that's our biggest challenge, is the ability for us to continue to get to know each other and ultimately build trust as we head into what's going to be a gauntlet of an SEC schedule.
With that being said, Coach, when you look at it now, a lot of people, have their opinions about how college football has changed with the transfer portal and the NIL and all of those things. But I heard you talk about that it's still about young men wanting you to keep them accountable and them being able to trust you. Could you elaborate on that, of how that feels and how that works? Because obviously a lot of times we talk about it, a lot of people believe, oh, they're just going there because they got more money. But when you're there talking with these recruits, or you're there talking with these kids that are coming in from high school or coming in from the portal, how is that? How do you manage that? Because now they're asking you to be a CEO more than they are just being a head football coach.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head when you said the word kids. I think amongst all that's going on the business side, amongst all that's going on with how many other people are involved with these kids, when they get here, they're just that. They're still kids. They're 17, 18 years old when they get here, and at times through the portal they might be 21, 22 years old, but they still want to develop. They still want to get coached hard. They still want to grow and get better, and in things other than football. It's still college, and there's still an element of, man, like, I'm trying to set myself up for a lifetime. I still want to be a good dad. I still want to be a good husband. All these things that college was originally designed to do. I think the cynical way to look at it is exactly what you said, man. They're getting paid. They're, at times non-committal to a certain school. But ultimately, when you get them here, I think the biggest key to the whole thing is you can't change as a coach, meaning you can't change why you got into this. The expectation on the coaching side is we go win games. That's how I get evaluated. That's never going to change. But I think the second that it becomes about business, or it becomes about, man, the pressure that we may feel as coaches at times, I think that's where you screw it up. I think that's when it starts to affect your decision making. And I think the longer I've done this, and especially in this era, I go back to, man, they're kids. And they're somebody's most prized possession, and the expectation when they get here, regardless of how much money they're getting paid, and regardless of what the recruiting has become, our job is to help these guys, one, become really good football players, but two, leave here as elite men, elite husbands, elite fathers. And that's what my coaches did for me, and I refuse to believe that it's anything other than that.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Now let me ask you this, Coach. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. And, Auburn and Alabama, always. You could always see the recruiters down there trying to get those. There's a hotbed of talent down there in that South Alabama area. Have you, touched base with that area? Do you have, your fielders out there? There's a lot of those high schools that are down there now that are, competing for state championships. I know Saraland's down there. MGM, which is where I went to high school, their football program is a program as well. It's going to be a two-part question. So dealing with Mobile, and then also how hard has it been so far early on competing with Alabama in the state for the recruits coming out of high school?
Yeah, so your first question, man, have I connected with anybody in Mobile? I spent most of January hitting these areas that are going to be huge to our success for a really long time.
Yeah.
Mobile happens to be one of them. It's certainly high-end high school football. You know, we signed a young man out of, you said Saraland, man. Deshaun Spencer is a freshman slot receiver for us who we're so excited about. We signed a young man in DJ Broughton out of MGM. And there's a lot more programs. I mean, Viger's become a powerhouse down there. There's some really, really, really high-end programs in the outskirts. We've hammered home that area amongst the other areas in our state. I think that's so big for us, especially in these first couple of years, to establish inroads. And the way we hired the staff, that was a huge part of it. You know, we spent a lot of time in Alabama at South Florida. You know, you look at programs like Thompson and Prattville in the state that have just year in, year out produced a lot of guys. And you look at in the city of Birmingham, man, like influx of talent here over the last 10 years in that city. Like, and the greatest thing about Alabama is it's not just the major cities. There's kids everywhere, and the high school coaching is high end. And so, man, we've worked incredibly hard to make inroads. Again, it's helped that we recruited the state my last 3 years. My 2 years at Tennessee prior to, we were heavy in this state. So I've been through here quite a bit, especially in the last 6-7 years. And then you look at our staff and guys that have recruited here for a really long time. A guy like Cody Burns, who played here, this is his fourth time back here. And so that's been huge. You know, obviously, you asked about recruiting against the other team in the state, man. I would say if you look at what we've done up until this point, we've gone head-to-head on just about every high-end player in the state, and we're winning our battles. We're going to continue to win a bunch of those battles, and man, I think that'll be a huge piece of our success here is that we have to go win those battles. And Mobile's always been an area that you know, as many guys as they've produced have been absolutely critical to the success here at Auburn and up the road here a little bit on the other side of the state.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That sounds like a great idea. There's so many guys that when I was in high school that were going to Auburn or Alabama, and that was just it just was amazing. Exactly what you said about Mobile being a hotbed down there. Let me ask you this: as far as like you mentioned your staff, how important was it to keep Coach Durkin with you? Because that defense last year was fantastic. Kept them in most of the games that they were in. I mean, there were times where, you know, they're 1, 2, 3 plays away from actually winning the game, and they wasn't supposed to. How important was it to keep him there with you as the coordinator?
Yeah, I think the unique thing with Coach Durkin, you know, we go so far back, and I've known DJ for a long time. This goes back to when I was in college, and we've spent time over the years, and then, you know, beyond even knowing each other, I got a chance to coach against him several times now, back to when he was at Michigan, and then back to my time at Tennessee when he was at Ole Miss. And I think there's no better compliment anybody can ever get than man, like, you've coached against this guy, and you know how hard it was to prepare for that week, you know, and then you watch the success that he has had here over the last 6 years in this conference. Man, it was a no-brainer. And again, when you know somebody personally and can have real, authentic conversations, it's a bonus on top of you look at what he's done defensively in this league and really over his career going all the way back to Michigan. And, like, he's one of the top defensive coordinators in the country. And now after going against it for a spring, I would tell you I'd like to find somebody better. And just the level of respect I have, and that was formed over years, it was really a no-brainer for me.
We're talking with Coach Alex Golish from the Auburn Tigers, head football coach. You know, Coach, there's something that I always see when I'm scrolling through, and when you pop up on my feeds or maybe in some of the social media, and it's you walking.
You got to get your algorithm fixed, man. If I keep popping up on your feed, your algorithm is messed.
He's a stalker, is what he is.
So I always notice that you have your redheaded son with you. And, we always talk about behind every good man's a good woman and all of that. I just love it. I'll just be honest with you. I love it. I love seeing he's walking right there beside you. When you first went on to, Jordan Hare Field, just Pat Dye Field, all of that. When you were there, he was right there with you. Talk about that. Because, man, you're busy. I mean, you're on this interview right now. You've got stuff to do tonight, stuff to do tomorrow. Your schedule is full. How do you take time out to still be the dad that it just, that you just seem like to be, and your family? How do you make time for your family? And then, how important is it to always have your son right there with you? I just think it's great.
Yeah, I think as I've gotten older and my kiddos have gotten older, I think I've tried to really appreciate that part of it. I think that's the hardest thing to do in our profession, is being present when you're with them too, because you're attached to your phone. You've got a huge staff. There's so many things going on in recruiting nonstop, on top of your own roster. I think I've gotten better there. If you ask my wife right now, she'd probably tell you I still suck. But you know what? This is the one profession where they truly are a part. It's a lifestyle. It's not a job. I think I learned that a long, long time ago. And I think when I became a head coach, for me, it was always going to be about involving not just my family, but all of our coaches and staff family. Got to be a part of it, man. Like, we spend so much time doing this, and we spend so much time with other people's kids.
Yeah.
That, man, when you do have an opportunity to be with yours, and I've involved my family in every aspect of the program, encourage our coaches and support staff to do the same. They should be at practice. They should be in the locker room after games. They should be a part of recruiting weekends, and they should be a part of being able to come up and, honestly, sometimes just grab a lunch and get your mind off of the craziness of what we actually do. But, man, my son, Bear, that guy, as he's gotten older, I mean, he's grown up in a locker room, but as he's gotten older, now he's involved. He knows what the hell's going on in recruiting. He knows He knows what's going on other teams. Like every phone call every night is Dad, like, are we in on this kid, man? I saw he listed a top 3. We're on there, but are we really on there? I'm like, listen, dude, make sure your reading homework is done.
That's right.
And make sure you go hit some heavy balls outside so you're ready to go hit dingers this weekend. And but, man, those are some of the cooler moments. And, when you're going through it, you don't really realize it, but I've had that question a bunch. Man, there's nothing cooler than having your son be a part of it. My daughter used to think it was cool. Now she's in high school, and she doesn't actually think I'm cool anymore, but she used to.
That's awesome. Let me ask you this. I had Coach Summerall on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking, and I'm going to ask you the same question. The expectation for the fans. There's an expectation of Auburn football. I mean, all of the championships, all of the former players, the alumni, all of that. If you could look into the lens of, and see all the fans right now, what would you tell them their expectation of this year should be? Obviously, you've got a tough schedule. It's the SEC. It's going to be tough. But what should their expectation of this season for the Tigers?
Yeah, man, great question. I think that they're going to get an exciting brand of football. I think they're going to get a team that knows its identity by the time we get to September, which is a violent, physically and mentally tough football team that's going to go play 4 quarters. What that results in win-loss record, man, like, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what your algorithm is set to. There's a lot of people that got opinions on it. That's what's great about football is you get to go actually play the game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if we have an identity that you can see, that you can tell is unique to us, and we're a violent football team, we're physically, mentally tough, man, I think I would say you can rest assured that that's what it'll look like. And our fan base, they just need an exciting brand of football right now and something to grab onto, and because that's what they've deserved and earned by staying loyal through a long stretch here that it's been below expectation. And I'm cool with the expectation. I'm excited about the expectations. We just need this summer here to go get it exactly how we got to get it for us to be able to ready to rock and roll.
A lot of the Auburn fans will know what I'm talking about. How's your golf game, Coach?
Setup question, man. Next question.
So let's ask about when you were assistant and everything at different places like Toledo and Illinois, and you were taken in and you were told advice from coworkers and your head coach and everything, and then you go to South Florida and you first become a head coach. Was there light bulbs going off, like you realized what people had told you in the past, and it kind of like you became more enlightened as a head coach, and it kind of brings it and ties it all in together?
I think I've been fortunate to be around some head coaches that let me be involved in the inner workings of what was going on. Really the last three guys I worked for had a lot of trust in me. I had roles, whether it was as an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, recruiting coordinator. I had roles where I was deeply, deeply involved in hiring and firing and making roster decisions and fundraising decisions and overall structure of a program. So when I sat in a chair, and I know this wasn't necessarily your question, one, I felt like I was prepared, but beyond that, I felt like, man, I've kind of been there, done that with certain things. I think the part, or maybe the aha moment that I maybe wasn't, I don't know, ready, expected, I don't know the exact word, was more so the lonely feeling it is over there. For years, you sit in a staff room, and it's hard to equate that to anything. Like the things you go through in that room, whether it be an offensive staff room, a defensive staff room, or a full staff room, like you are hours and hours with a group of guys, for some for years, some for 7-8 years, some for 3-4 years, but you go through things together, and my personality is such that like I can't sit there and do 14 hours of football without talking about something outside of it, whether it be pop culture or food a lot of the time or family. But you're with guys in a room when you have your first kid. You're in a room with a group of guys when you may be going through something at home, loss of family members. Man, like you deal through situations together, and you deal with situations that are not maybe unique in the real world, but you're in a bubble, and everything is written about, talked about, dissected down. And so you grow through really some crazy tough times, and also through some incredibly highs of victories and landing recruits, but you're going through it with these guys, and I'm not talking about 4 hours a day in a room. I'm talking about in season 18 hours a day in a room. And when you become a head coach, you're in a room by yourself. And a lot of those conversations go away, a lot of those decisions go away, and a lot of what you do, you're relying on yourself. You have people that you trust that help, but that day-to-day conversation, which honestly was probably my favorite part of the job, goes away. And now those conversations are a lot different because now you're everybody's boss. You determine their fate. And so it's just different. And I know this is getting deeper than you probably wanted on a afternoon drive radio station, but that's just the truth of what it is. And that's probably the part that I wasn't ready for, to be honest with you. And so I've got used to it. Year 4 now. So sometimes I will go in the offensive room or defensive room, and I've learned that I've become a distraction in both. So now I'm more calculated when I go in there.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Well, Coach, we won't hold you any longer. We sure do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. Enjoy the sun down here in Destin. It's beautiful. I think we might get some rain, but it'll go away. I promise. It's Florida. But we thank you so much, and hopefully we'll be able to touch base with you once the season gets started. So thank you so much, Coach Golish, for being on with us.
I appreciate y'all. War Damn Eagle.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Coach Alex Golish from the Auburn University Tigers. Great guy, great conversation. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about it, and then we'll dive into some NBA playoffs. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Who's hungry? Caller 10 wins a $25 gift card in the Frucci Feast. Call now. 850-215-6290. 850-215-6290.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. Tonight there will be a gentle breeze out of the south, mostly clouds and 73. A variety of very light showers and mostly clouds tomorrow morning, about the same at 79. In the afternoon and evening, possible thunderstorms and mostly clouds and a high of 79. About the same at 78 Friday, and we'll have possible thunderstorms. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results.
Hi, this is Todd from PCB Hobby on Back Beach. Advertising with ESPN Northwest Florida has been a wonderful experience. Their staff is very knowledgeable and friendly. If you want to talk with customers like you never thought possible, reach out to the team at ESPN Northwest Florida. 850-215-4468.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
I want to say something to Coach Hale.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what kind of football coach you were, but you one hell of a radio man.
Don't tell him that.
I was even better. I was even better.
His head just took out the whole room. Yeah, he'll never get out the door now.
Let me tell you how good I was. I could take his and beat yours, and take yours and beat his.
We just lost him. He hung up on us.
He hung up. I started bragging myself. Yeah.
Who ran a fake punt 2 times?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
From inside his own 40. Oh, yeah.
They'll never think.
Inside her own 30.
That's a true story. I said, y'all know which one y'all call him